Good evening, everyone. Allow for their friends. Welcome to Principles of the Baha'i Faith, episode 9. Today, we are going to be looking at the concept of purity. What is purity according to the teachings of the Baha'i Faith? In the Baha'i Faith, we understand purity as both inner spiritual condition and an outward way of life. Many times, people see purity as being holy, as being spiritually holy. So someone can be physically impure but claim to be spiritually pure. According to the Baha'i Faith, we are told, dear friends, that purity is both an inner spiritual condition as well as our outer way of life. It emphasizes the purity of heart, mind, and conduct that guides believers towards reflecting divine attributes and living a chaste and holy life. The core aspects of purity in the Baha'i Faith, we are encouraged to have purity of heart. Abdul Baha has told us that first, in a human being's way of life, must be purity, then freshness, cleanliness, and independence of spirit. These are the words of Abdul Baha. It says, first, in a human being's way of life, must be purity, then freshness, and an independent spirit. A pure heart is described as kindly and radiant, enabling spiritual perception and closeness to God. In the Baha'i Faith, the heart is likened to a mirror. It must be polished and cleansed of all the worldly dust so that it can reflect the light of truth and divine qualities. Imagine you have a mirror. The mirror is actually meant to reflect whatever is given to it. It reflects it. But if your mirror is dirty and full of dust and dross, of course it will not be able to give you that reflection that you need. Until you wipe the mirror, the surface of the mirror, clean of all those debris and dust, will the mirror be able to reflect. And we are told in the Baha'i Faith that that is how the human heart is. It's just like the mirror that needs to be cleansed of all the dust and dross of this world. Another core aspect of purity in the Baha'i Faith is a chaste and holy life. Purity extends, of course, to our lifestyle choices. Modesty, we are encouraged in the faith, of course, to be moderate in all that we do, or to apply moderation in all that pertains to dress, language, and so on and so forth. Temperance, decency, and clean-mindedness. Shogi Effendi has explained that this requires moderation in the way we dress, in the language that we use, in the things we do for amusement, in our artistic pursuits, as well as in vigilance in controlling carnal desires and corrupt inclinations. One must exercise moderation in all of these things. Also, purity is not repression. It doesn't repress you, but it creates balance, living with dignity and integrity. Another aspect of purity in the Baha'i Faith is purity of motive. We are told in the faith that actions must be carried out with pure intentions. Assemblies or gatherings, for example, are considered spiritual only if it is motivated by love and purity. Otherwise, they risk leading to division. Also, dear friends, purity of motive ensures that service to humanity is genuine and free from selfishness. I am serving. We are called upon in the Baha'i Faith to serve the cause of Baha'u'llah. But while I am serving the cause of Baha'u'llah, what is my motive? Am I pure? Is my motive pure? Am I doing it because of the love of Baha'u'llah? Or am I doing it so that I will be recognized as one who loves service, who loves to do things for the faith, and so on and so forth? Another aspect of purity in the Baha'i Faith is spiritual growth and sanctity. Purity is linked, of course, to sanctity, to sanctification, the process of becoming holy. It is seen as a lifelong spiritual discipline requiring daily efforts on the part of every individual to cleanse their soul and to align with divine will. Purity, of course, is not just a ritual, but a deep moral and spiritual transformation. What are some of the practical implications of purity, dear friends? In our daily conduct, purity would influence our speech, our dress, our entertainment, and our relationships with other people. In the life of the community, purity of motive will foster unity and prevent estrangement. People wanting to stay away. Oh, this person is like this, that person is like that. I need to keep myself or keep my distance or stay away. And things like that brings disunity. When the believers within a community have purity of motives, it will prevent disunity and estrangement. Also, spiritual practice. Purity of heart allows believers to better reflect divine attributes and grow closer to God. It is only the pure in heart, dear friends, who can gain access to God or get closer to God. In the Bahá'í faith, the concept of purity is holistic. I cannot say that I am pure in body, but my inner mind is dirty. My heart is impure. I do not have a kindly and a radiant heart. Of course, outward chastity and moderation and purity of motives must be exercised in all of our actions. It is both a spiritual discipline and practical guide for living a life that reflects spiritual truth and fosters unity among people. Dear friends, in all that we do, we must endeavor every day to make sincere efforts to become pure in heart, to purify the motives of our heart. I can live in a very clean environment, but my heart is very dirty. I can be seen physically to be spotless and clean, but what is the state of my heart? I can also be pure in heart, but physically I am not pure. And we are told in the Bahá'í faith that these two must go hand in hand together. We must develop both inner and outward purity. So, dear friends, this is where we come to the end of today's episode of Principles of the Bahá'í Faith, episode 8. And of course, we look forward to episode 9. You don't want to miss that. And please, my dear family and friends everywhere all over the world, continue to help me share, like, comment, and engage with this series as a way of promoting it, on this app to go further and further and to reach more and more people. Until I see you again on my next episode, take care and have a nice day. Bye-bye.